Hello again, and thanks for tuning in to the channel. Who is that apology really for? In a week when the subject of apologies has been back in the national news, I thought I'd reflect a little on what makes a good apology good. What we think an apology is, including what we mean by the word, will influence its content, its focus, and its intention. And since words have conscious and unconscious connotations, let's start with a little etymology, and while we're at it, learn some Greek, Spanish and German. The English word apology traces its history back to the Greek noun apologia, which is a speech in one's defence. An apology is a means by which someone defends him or herself from the implication and consequences of their actions. Curiously, it can imply two types of speech, the objects of which are entirely opposite. At its best, the apology is a means of someone facing up to their actions and giving an account of themselves. Apology equals accountability. Its purpose is to face up to the consequences of one's actions and include an expression of regret at what was done. At its worst, it's no more than a means of self-justification. We've all heard the line, "I'm sorry for what I did, but you made me do it." Apology equals an explanation which, in reality, accepts no responsibility for actions or their consequences. The aim of this sort of speech is just to make the problem go away, to make the accusations or objections raised by someone disappear. Other languages provide other nuances to the idea of an apology, which gives us insights into other words in English. Here's where our Spanish and German can help. In Spanish you can say lo siento, literally I feel it, I feel bad about it. The English I'm sorry has a similar idea, derived as it is from the West Germanic sore, meaning pained or distressed. The apology is a heartfelt expression, a cry of pain that harm has been done. Someone has caused pain or distress to others and feels, within themselves, that same pain and distress. They recognise they are responsible for something going wrong and are so pained by this they are prepared to do what they can to make sure it doesn't happen again. Taking the best of all of this, and we have a very rich and full understanding of what an apology is really for. It's focused, it's not just on the individual who caused the harm, and not even just on the person or persons who suffered as a result, but it also focuses on the bit in between that holds these people together. It focuses on the relationship itself. The relationship has been frayed, strained or damaged and is in need of healing and restoration. So what is that apology really for? By getting someone to face up to their actions, it can have the effect of stopping a bad situation from getting worse. But it can be so much more than that, the first step in a process that starts to repair the damage done and, at its best, become the basis of an even stronger relationship. To take a word from my own faith tradition, this second stage might be called restitution, or to put it in a slightly more folksy way, clearing my mess up. I accept I've done wrong, I'm willing to be held accountable for this and recognise consequences may follow. But more than that, I want to restore what's been damaged or broken. Facing up to the discomfort of my behaviour is part of the price I'm paying and willing to pay to bring something good out of a bad situation. I want to restore some order from the disorder I have created. To help ground this, I turn to an acronym from coach Tony Stolzfus, which he designed to help people think about how to give really good positive feedback. But like all really good coaching ideas, it's flexible enough to be applied in other contexts, in this case, in the context of crafting a really good apology. So to the acronym. We'll start with the G for genuine. A genuine apology starts from the heart. It feels both the pain of the damage done and also draws on the hope of something better that could emerge. Tony then gives us a U for unequivocal. An apology which seeks to shift part of the responsibility for the problem into another person isn't unequivocal. You'll notice this in apologies that include phrases like, I'm sorry if I caused offence, or more subtly, I'm sorry that you felt hurt as a result of what I said or did. The implication is there's only a problem because someone else made it into one. Well, yes, other people may have contributed to the problem, but this is your apology. Regardless of what anyone else may have done, you're taking full and unequivocal responsibility for your part. Tony's acronym then follows the U with an E for energising. In his original context of feedback, Tony is here saying we should offer something which has a positive and motivating effect on the people who receive it. But in the context of an apology, I would express the same idea with another E for exchanging. We take the pain we've caused in ourselves and want others to experience a change of their own feelings, from pain to healing, fear to reassurance, anger to peace. Take your pick. Whatever you go for, you're creating an opportunity for an exchange, which will result in a tangible change in the other person. To get to that, it helps to have two S's. The first is specific. I did X and I shouldn't have, or I failed to do X when I know I should have. If an apology lacks specificity, then the person responsible either doesn't really own their behaviour or doesn't understand that what they did was actually wrong. You can, after all, be sorry not for what you did, but because you got caught doing it. Finally, an apology is substantive. One of the ways of avoiding facing up to our behaviour is to minimise it. You avoid facing up to the main issue, the substantive one, by apologising for a lesser one. I shouted and swore at you in front of colleagues and apologised because I should have realised it was your birthday. So with regards and thanks to Tony Stolzfus, we no longer have to guess at what a good apology looks and sounds like. So what can you do with this? Well, as always with ideas like these, the best place to start is by looking in the mirror, which is where I will be looking this week. And if you're part of a team, professional or personal, why not spend some of your development or team time reflecting on how to construct an apology, starting from the question I posed at the beginning of the podcast. Who is that apology really for? Have a peaceful week, and thanks again for tuning in.